Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm reviewing The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 11, Episode 5. Stay tuned and we'll get right into it.
Give me the music. Give me the music.
And you know what? That was just the beginning.
Episode opens up with Erika Jane leading off from the last episode when she sent this text message to all the girls. Did y'all watch that documentary? In America, we are innocent until proven otherwise, right? Guilty. After watching the documentary and watching Erika on the show, her and Tom, I'm just blown away. Just completely blown. I could make a video just on the documentary right now, but I felt so slimy and disgusted while I watched. You know, the one thing that affected me was when you do dirt to yourself, that's different. But when you are dragging people who have experienced trauma at such an alarming rate, the natural person, I believe, would want to help as much as possible to see that person through their trauma. But this man had allegedly, he had something totally planned out that was completely unethical and it was uncharted territory, you know, to take money from people going through plane crashes, explosions, not to their own fault, to take their money after the settlement had been settled and not even let them know that. And one thing that I also was thinking about while watching the documentary was how you don't know that your lawsuit is over, or how you don't know that it's settled or it's no longer a lawsuit. Like, I've been through lawsuits before. I've been sued. I've sued and I've won certain amounts. And the lawyer that I had at the time, the lawyers that I had at the time were very honest and upfront with me. But then I think back after watching this, how many times I may have been screwed over and didn't even know it. Just off this documentary alone, it's like you have to be mindful of who you trust. Not only the person who made you a victim, but also the person representing you in the trial or the case. Like, it's just messy all over the place. Bad ankle having ass Danielle Staub, could you imagine Danielle Staub being in your documentary? No ma'am, it's a no-go for me. So I am, and I know I spent a lot of time on this, but I am outdone after watching that documentary. It's almost like watching Bernie Madoff all over again. And the fact that he is in his 80s and now he's claiming that he may have Alzheimer's or dementia or whatever the case may be. He may not be mentally fit, but last year, before he was caught, he was okay. So it's like, and if it was just him, if he was stealing from, I don't know, if he was stealing from a corporation or a company, I'm okay with that, but he's stealing from people who he was allegedly stealing from people whom he was representing and not even letting them know that they received their money. He violated the trust. Sonny Hoskins said that every lawyer knows that if you touch the trust, you lose your license. And the fact that he was so, I guess, arrogant and just, I guess he felt like he was above the law. I'm just done, outdone. I am outdone. I don't care about seeing this woman in the show anymore. I just want her to pay those people their money. Because apparently, allegedly, he has sent money that they won in their cases over to Erika Jayne's business, and I just want her to warm it up and give those people their money back. That's all I want. There was one lady on there, just $135,000. There was another man on there, he did not disclose his amount, and I'm sure that it was in the millions, but he did not disclose his amount because of that. But they aren't the only people. There's more people that this man has ripped off and just... But I bet Erika Jayne's Glam Squad gets paid. I bet that $40,000 for the Glam Squad don't get touched. I'm sure they see their money. So it's election night 2020. Most of the girls are dressed festively in the red, white, and blue, or they have like vote or something that identifies that our country is in an election. I love the fact that a lot of the Bravo shows right now are like literally on that same track on where the country was at that particular time. A lot of the Housewives and a lot of the other shows were having presidential parties, which was really, really cool. All the girls are arriving. I have to say that I love Kathy Hilton. Kathy Hilton can do no wrong for me. Like, she is a mood, she is a moment, and also I believe that she needs her own show. I think that Kathy Hilton with like some other baddie rich woman somewhere would just make the most comedic show in the world, and I am here for it. I do believe that the Real Housewives franchise is a step down for Kathy, but I know in past like interviews and stuff like that, this has been something that she has wanted to do probably even before her sister Kyle jumped on the bandwagon. I have seen shows that Kathy has hosted, and to be quite honest with you, she's an excellent host. She speaks very well. She carries herself even better. And the best thing about Kathy is she's very, very low-key, and she's also extremely relatable. Like, she's down-to-earth, relatable, and I love it. Dorit's outfit was giving me Clueless. Like, just everything I needed. The pins in her head, the plaid. Like, even though it wasn't, the color wasn't on trend as far as the party was concerned, her outfit was absolutely stunning. It was the most probably 90s thing I see in this particular scene, and I feel like right now 90s is really having a moment, so I'm here for it. Hashtag Mauricio is fine as hell. Hashtag I will come in your room anytime and I won't knock. I believe that Mauricio is the most handsomest husband in all the franchises. Like, he is a hard worker. He has built an empire. I do believe that Kyle is gorgeous, but Mauricio, oh my God, even the gray hair, that thick accent, his nose, like everything about him. Ooh. So we're still at Kyle's home, and Crystal opens up to the ladies and explains how she actually suffered from anorexia at the age of 11. And I love the fact that she feels confident or comfortable enough to express this to the girls, because we now know that Renna, her daughter, as well as Kyle, has experienced this. So I'm just all about conversation and talking and, you know, expressing, because you never know who you may touch. You just never do. A lot of times we go through life and we feel like, woe is me, I'm the only one in the world this is happening to, but in fact, you are one of millions that this is happening to. And sometimes it just takes one person to say something to shine a light on something that has been somewhat of a taboo or unspoken. Dorit and Kyle are having a conversation because, once again, Kyle is being Kyle. So Dorit gets turned off by the conversation and decides to leave. She says that her parents are in town and she really wants to see them. Yada, yada, yada. Shout out to Kyle's children, Portia and the other girl that was there. I love watching or seeing the children grow up. Like, we've watched them literally be babies to grown people, and it makes me feel older, but also it makes me feel like, wow. Like, all right, so we have Garcelle and Sutton down to the Bentley dealership Sutton is in the market of purchasing a new Bentley, and I'm here for it. Like this is what we watch the Housewives for. We can see these exclusive vehicles. We can see her shut down a whole shop just for her to purchase one car. I think Garcelle was thinking about purchasing one as well. However, I think the price of the vehicle kind of threw her off a little bit. Of one of the vehicles, I think it was $380,000 for one of the Bentleys, but they go out on a test drive. They have a fantastic conversation. I think these two are good together. Besides other things that have happened on a couple episodes back, I think Sutton and Fancy are great together. Kathy and Kyle arrived to Sutton's boutique. I loves it. It's called Sutton since 1971. Loves it. Kathy, like I said, she's a moment, she's a mood, and she's me, and I am her, and we are we. And in very many ways, I am the oldest, and a lot of times my siblings, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, they always look at me side-eyed because I'm the one that's like, well, this shouldn't be that way. This should be this way. Well, why are you wearing this with that? Like, that's me 100%. And we don't do it with a malicious intent. We do it because we know what is appealing. We know what looks right. We know what goes. And people look at us sideways because we sometimes don't dress the part. But it's in us. It's in us. And you express it and you say it. And you hope that people don't take it the hard way because it's not meant with a malicious intent at all. Harry Hamlin and Lisa Rinna are at their home and they're in the garden. Apparently, since COVID, Harry had an idea to create a small garden on the deck. He loved it, so he took space further out in the home and created another garden, a larger garden with a compost and all the get down. I mean, you know. Then we go into a scene where Harry suggests that they have a fire drill because in Beverly Hills and in California, period. I'm a California resident, and I've actually driven up the coast, and I've drove through places like Malibu and Calabasas, and the fires are serious. Like, you literally see scorched greenery everywhere. Everything is like scorched black. Even the rocks are like just on the freeway, just driving down the freeway, the 5, like nothing but black everywhere because everything has been scorched. So it's interesting to see that they have, implemented some type of fire escape or fire plan. Sutton is having a party at her home, which is owned by Kyle. Kyle, we are very well aware that that's your house. Stop reminding us that Sutton is living in your home. The party looks very fabulous. She has a lot of high-fashioned pieces on mannequins. She also has jewelry pieces. And I was looking at the prices. Did y'all see those prices before she took them off? I didn't even think they took them off because I saw them on there later as well. But I saw the prices of some of those jewelry pieces and I'm like, whoa. That's a bit much for me. Like, yeah, it's a bit much. Kyle picks up Crystal from her home and they go to the party together. I'm just tired of hearing about her house. Like, we know this is your home, girl. We know it. Like, how many times you said it like 5 times the first episode of season 11. Like, hello, we get it. It's your home. What do you want? But anyways, she gets to the door. Her and Crystal are like hesitant to go in. Yada, yada, yada. They eventually go in. Lisa and Kyle are wearing the same dress. Cute dress. I think Kyle probably wore it best, especially with the square heeled shoe she wore. It was red. I like that. I like the combination that Kyle put together. It was really cute. With the hat, like the whole shebang, like everything, beautiful, stunning. I loved it. Also, rewind back a little bit. The $95,000 Hermes bag. It's like super small, but it's $95,000. You know what kind of money that man is bringing in the house. you just automatically know. $95,000 for that little bitty ass bag, and I wouldn't buy it. It's not my cup of tea. I don't know how Kyle was like taken aback by that bag, because it's just like a bag with like a farmhouse, like, you know, illustrate. Yeah, I love Hermes. Like, that's the, as a fashion person, I love Hermes. However, like, I'm into like the big bags, like crocodile print, stuff like that. The bag that was sitting on Crystal's table was not my cup of tea. Just wasn't. And I would have never, $95,000 could do a lot for me right now, honey. I would never pay $95,000 for one bag unless like I had a million more $95,000 to, you know, throw away. I don't know. It's just me. Garcelle walks in and they hug and all this stuff, and they begin to talk about Erika Jayne and her divorce. And a lot of the girls did not see it coming. Garcelle is asking the girls, maybe she should have waited. And I'm thinking she's saying waited till he died. I don't know. I think it's waited till he died, because he's like in his 80s already. I don't know, but I don't want to say that. The episode ends with Erika still arriving to Sutton's home, and the girls are still in conversation about her divorce. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know how you feel. What did you think about the polka dot black dress that Lisa and Kyle wore? Who do you think wore it the best? What do you think about that documentary about Erika Jayne and her husband Tom Girardi? Like, what's your opinion? I want to know. I'm thinking about creating the video still, like a review still for that, but I'm not comfortable because, once again, I still feel disgusted and gross. Maybe next week, I don't know. But you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.
Bring it on.